purpose of God being prevailed through that session. And so again, on December 2nd, I will have my second Love, Lust, and Relationship story. And the purpose of that story is to explore the dynamics and expectations of modern-day relationships. Listen, dating has changed. Relationships has changed tremendously. For the first time in American history, we have more single people than we've ever had before. And the question becomes, why? Do people believe in love anymore? What about marriage? What about relationships? So tonight I want you to think about being in love, if you've never thought about it, in the way that I'm discussing it, in terms of the, there's different types of loves, right? Agape love, that's godly love. We're supposed to love people, period. But I'm talking about beyond that, beyond respect, in terms of not just tolerating people, celebrating people. In terms of not just saying, okay, you did a great job, but honoring people. You know, it takes a lot for us to honor people for the things that they're doing. And I so thank Monique Walker for putting this session together tonight. I want us to applaud her for her efforts. Because I don't want her to get caught up in numbers. I want her to get caught up in purpose. And that's one of the things that I do. As a certified life coach, I help people discover and manifest their purpose. So many people are frustrated because they don't know who they are and why they're here. But the one thing we know, that we were all created to be what? Loved. Right? To be loved. So again, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Isn't she lovely? That's our co-host, Dr. Tandy. Thank you so very much for that. And our last nominee that I spoke about earlier, she wasn't here, so we will accept her award on her behalf, and that's Debbie England. Debbie England, let me find her. I do apologize for this, but Debbie England, she's a very prominent person in the community. Just recently she had a haunted house for our kids in the community. It went well. Some of our Wood Forest volunteers came out to support it. And I just want to acknowledge her, even though she's not here, she will give her just due. Deborah Anglin is the founder and chief executive officer of Hearts to Nourish Hope, Incorporated. Hearts to Nourish Hope was established over 20 years ago, and Deborah has over 30 years of experience working in prevention with high-risk youth. She got her start as the owner and instructor of a school for the martial arts, as a third-degree black belt in Tang Soo Do. Deborah was able to teach her young students the art as well as incorporating the vital life skill importance to future success. That initial idea is the foundation that Hearts to Nourish Hope stands upon today. Deborah is very active in the community and has sat on various advisory boards such as the Atlanta Regional Youth Advisory Council, Martha G. Glades Regional Youth Detention Center Advisory Committee, and Clayton County Juvenile Court Judicial Review Panel, and the Governance Committee for the System of Care. Deborah works tirelessly and is passionate about her mission in life. She feels that if she has helped one youth receive a better outlook and the understanding that there is a world beyond their backyard, then she has succeeded in her life's mission. Deborah is married to her husband, Mark England, and has 2 adult children, Nicholas and Connor. Please join me in welcoming that recipient, celebrating that recipient, Deborah England. Give her a round of applause, and we will accept her award on her behalf. Thank you. And coming up next, once again, is our Kaleidoscope models, and they are going to be looking so beautiful, performing to Let Me, If You Let Me.
You
give them another round of applause. And we have one last final presentation that's right after our leadership. Our pastors speak, and we were there, that final presentation. We have another final presentation, so don't go anywhere. Don't you move. Don't get up out of your seats. Stay with us. I'm going to bring up Mr. Pastor Giles and her husband. Come on up, Pastor Giles and Mrs. Giles. Come on. All right, did you all enjoy that? Thank you all so very much. We really appreciate you all coming out this evening. And let me turn it over to them, and then we'll go right back.
We would like to tell you all thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is our first awards for our Magnanimous leaders here tonight. And so we are so honored that each and every one of you accepted the nomination for the Magnanimous Award. Our board will be meeting at the end of this year. Our board members, if you guys would just stand up one more time, Ms. Culver had to leave. She had a previous engagement, along with Monique Walker of the Lachine Enrichment Project. We will be meeting at the end of this year to make decisions as to who would be the recipient of this reward. I can tell you from the things I've heard tonight, we're not in an easy position. We're in a very difficult place. And I want to just tell each of you tonight that you are already a winner. For your selfless efforts that you do in the community, it's just amazing. We work with a lot of you all in the organization that we have here, and I can tell you, we watch you monthly, we watch you weekly, go beyond the borders for the people that you service. And for that, our hats are off to you tonight, and we want to say thank you. Come on, let's give them a round. My husband and I, Apostle Giles, reached out to Africa it's been about 3 years ago now. This project is a fundraiser for water wells to be built in Africa. Our heart goes out to the women, the men and the children, the families of the country of Nigeria. In that country, we service men and women and families that are in Abia State, in a little small town called Aba, in the village of Abantu. And we have promised them undying efforts to place clean water in their communities. We met with the councilmen there. Their councilmen are a little bit different. They're kings and they're queens. So we've been so honored and privileged to be invited into palaces. We've promised them some things, and we're going to make do on the promises that we've made. Our building is right now under construction. It's about, we'll say 55–60% complete. And before Apostle and I leave this earth and we close our eyes for the last time, that building will be complete. It will be constructed. That is our goal. That is our personal goal that we've set for ourselves. So tonight, you coming, you have made us one step closer to finishing that goal for us, and I want to say thank you once again. Of course, we could not have pulled this project off without the help of some people. And so tonight we want to present those people with just a little small token of our love. And the first person that we would like to offer a gift to would be Ms. Sherry Mallory.